Please like and subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates.
The United States and the United Kingdom have maintained a close relationship for over a century. The special relationship between the two countries has been defined by shared values, cultural similarities, and strategic cooperation. However, the relationship has also had its ups and downs, shaped by political differences, economic interests, and historical events. This article will provide a brief overview of US-UK relations and highlight 5 key takeaways. 1. Historical ties. The US-UK relationship has deep historical roots, dating back to the early days of the American colonies. The two countries share a language, legal system, and cultural heritage. The Second World War reinforced the alliance between the two countries, with the UK providing crucial support to the US in the fight against Nazi Germany. 2. Political cooperation. The US and the UK have cooperated closely on a range of political issues, including the war on terror, nuclear non-proliferation, and climate change. The two countries have also worked together to promote democracy and human rights in various parts of the world. 3. Economic ties. The US and the UK have significant economic ties, with the US being the UK's largest trading partner outside of Europe. However, the two countries have also had disagreements over trade policies, including the UK's decision to leave the European Union and the US's use of tariffs. 4. Cultural similarities. The US and the UK share many cultural similarities, including a love of sports, music, and popular culture. The two countries have a long history of cultural exchange, with many British musicians, actors, and writers finding success in the United States. 5. Differences and tensions. Despite the close relationship between the US and UK, there have been tensions and disagreements over the years. These have included differences over the Iraq War, the treatment of UK citizens by US immigration authorities, and the handling of the Northern Ireland conflict. The historical ties between the United States and the United Kingdom are deep and complex, dating back to the early days of the American colonies. These ties have been shaped by shared values, cultural similarities, and political cooperation, as well as by tensions and conflicts over the years. This article will provide a brief overview of the historical ties between the US and UK and highlight 5 key takeaways. 1. Colonial roots. The US-UK relationship has its origins in the colonial period, when the British established colonies in North America. The first permanent British colony was founded in Jamestown, Virginia in 1607, sparking a period of British expansion in the New World. 2. Revolutionary War. The US-UK relationship was fundamentally altered by the Revolutionary War, which saw the American colonies rebel against British rule. The war ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1783, which recognized the independence of the United States. 3. Cultural exchange. Despite the tensions of the Revolutionary War, the US and UK have maintained a close cultural exchange over the years. British literature, music, and fashion have influenced American culture, while American popular culture has had a significant impact on British society. 4. World Wars. The two world wars of the 20th century brought the US and UK closer together, with the UK playing a critical role in both conflicts. During the Second World War, the UK provided a base for American troops and played a crucial role in the defeat of Nazi Germany. 5. Post-war cooperation. In the post-war period, the US and UK have cooperated closely on a range of political issues, including the establishment of the United Nations, the containment of communism, and the promotion of democracy and human rights. In conclusion, the US-UK relationship is defined by a complex mix of shared history, cultural exchange, and political cooperation. While the relationship has been shaped by tensions and conflicts over the years, it remains a crucial alliance for both countries. The US and UK are likely to continue to work closely together on issues of mutual interest, including global security and economic growth. The United States and United Kingdom have maintained a strong political relationship for over a century. Their special relationship has been shaped by mutual interests, shared values, and close cooperation in a range of political areas. This article will provide a brief overview of US-UK political cooperation and highlight 5 key takeaways. 1. War on terror. Following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the US and UK have cooperated closely on the war on terror. The UK has been a key partner in the US-led military campaigns in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the two countries have also worked together to share intelligence and disrupt terrorist networks. 2. Nuclear non-proliferation. The US and UK share a commitment to nuclear non-proliferation and disarmament. Both countries have been leaders in efforts to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and encourage disarmament among countries that possess them. 3. Climate change. The US and UK have collaborated on efforts to address climate change, including the Paris Agreement on climate change. The two countries have also worked together on research into clean energy and technologies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. 4. Democracy promotion. The US and UK have been champions of democracy around the world and have worked together to promote free and fair elections, human rights, and the rule of law. They have supported democratic movements and assisted in the democratic transitions of countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. 5. Global health. The COVID-19 pandemic has reinforced the importance of global health cooperation between the US and UK. The two countries have worked together to develop vaccines, share medical research, and coordinate public health responses to the pandemic. In conclusion, US-UK political cooperation is defined by a willingness to work together on issues of mutual interest and shared values. Despite disagreements and differences over the years, the two countries have maintained a strong political relationship that has helped advance global security, democratic values, and prosperity. The partnership between the US and UK is likely to continue to be defined by a close political and strategic cooperation on important issues like the war on terror, nuclear non-proliferation, climate change, democracy, and global health. The economic ties between the United States and the United Kingdom are some of the strongest in the world. Driven by a shared commitment to free trade, innovation, and entrepreneurship, the US and UK have developed a deep economic relationship that has benefited both countries. 1. Trade relations. The US and UK have a long-standing trade relationship, with significant bilateral trade in goods and services. Over the years, they have established a number of trade agreements, including the US-UK Trade and Investment Working Group, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, TTIP, and the US-UK Joint Economic Committee, JEC. 2. Investment. The US and UK have also developed deep investment ties. The UK is the largest source of foreign direct investment, FDI, in the US, while the US is the largest foreign investor in the UK. This investment has driven economic growth and job creation in both countries. 3. Technology and innovation. The US and UK are leaders in technology and innovation, with a thriving startup ecosystem, research and development centers, and advanced manufacturing capabilities. The two countries have worked together on a variety of initiatives to advance technological innovation, including cooperation in robotics, artificial intelligence, and 5G mobile networks. 4. Financial services. The US and UK are global leaders in financial services, with thriving financial centers in New York and London, respectively. The two countries have developed extensive financial ties, with a high volume of cross-border investment, trade, and services. The City of London is a key hub for the US banking and finance industry, while Wall Street plays a critical role in global capital markets. 5. Economic recovery. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the global economy, including on US-UK economic ties. The two countries have implemented economic stimulus and relief measures to support their respective economies. As the world begins to emerge from the pandemic, the US and UK will likely prioritize economic recovery and continued growth through increased collaboration and investment. In conclusion, US-UK economic ties are a fundamental aspect of their broader relationship, built on a shared commitment to free trade, investment, innovation, and entrepreneurship. The two countries have developed a deep economic relationship over the years, driven by trade, investment, technology, and financial services. As the world continues to evolve and the global economic landscape shifts, the US and UK will likely continue to work together to maintain a strong economic partnership and further deepen their economic ties. The United States and the United Kingdom share a rich cultural heritage, with deeply ingrained similarities in many aspects of life, including language, literature, film, and art. From their shared roots in the English language to their common influences in pop culture, the US and UK have a deep cultural connection that has evolved and grown over the years. This article will provide a brief overview of the cultural similarities between the US and UK and highlight 5 key takeaways. 1. Shared language. The US and UK share a common language, which has evolved over time and today is often referred to as the Anglo-American dialect of English. While there are subtle differences in pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar, the two countries share a linguistic connection that is fundamental to their cultural similarities. 2. Literature and film. The US and UK have a long history of shared literary and film traditions, with many authors and filmmakers crossing cultural boundaries. From Shakespeare and Jane Austen to J.K. Rowling and Stephen King, British and American authors have influenced each other's literary traditions. Similarly, the global popularity of Hollywood films has introduced American culture to audiences around the world, while British films have a strong following in the US. 3. Music. Both the US and UK have a rich musical heritage, with many genres of music originating from both countries. From jazz and blues to rock and roll and pop, American and British musicians have influenced each other's musical traditions and produced some of the biggest stars in music history. 4. Sports. Sports are an essential part of both US and UK culture, with many similarities in the types of sports played in both countries. Both countries embrace a strong athletic tradition, with popular sports like soccer, golf, tennis, and basketball enjoyed by millions of people. The shared passion for sports has also led to cross-cultural events, such as the NFL staging games in London and British soccer teams playing exhibition matches in the US. 5. Fashion and style. The US and UK share similar fashion and style trends, with both countries influencing each other's sartorial traditions. From classic pieces like blue jeans and trench coats to cutting-edge fashion trends, the two countries have a shared appreciation for quality, craftsmanship, and individuality. In conclusion, the cultural similarities between the US and UK are extensive and varied, covering a broad range of areas, including language, literature, film, music, sports, and fashion. These shared cultural experiences have been fostered over time by an open exchange of ideas and influences, which has led to a deep and enduring connection. Despite any differences that may arise between the two countries, their shared cultural heritage will continue to serve as a foundation for their relationship and help to bridge any gaps that may arise in other areas. The United States and the United Kingdom have a long-standing relationship, with shared cultural, economic, and political ties. While the two countries share many similarities, there are also differences that can lead to tensions and disagreements. This article will provide a brief overview of some of the key differences and tensions between the US and UK and highlight 5 key takeaways. 1. Politics. The political systems in the US and UK differ significantly, with the US system based on the principle of federalism and a presidential system, while the UK has a parliamentary system with a constitutional monarchy. These differences can lead to tensions around issues such as foreign policy and national security. 2. Healthcare. The healthcare systems in the US and UK also differ significantly, with the US system being predominantly privatized, while the UK has a nationalized system. The differences in the systems can lead to debates around the effectiveness of each system and the role of government in providing healthcare. 3. Gun control. The issue of gun control is another area of tension between the US and UK. While the UK has strict gun laws, the US has relatively lax laws, leading to frequent mass shootings. This issue can lead to disagreements around the effectiveness of gun control measures and the right to bear arms. 4. Climate change. The US and UK have different approaches to addressing climate change, with the US under the Trump administration withdrawing from the Paris Agreement, while the UK has set ambitious targets for reducing emissions. This difference can lead to tensions around issues of environmental policy and global leadership in addressing climate change. 5. Cultural differences. While the US and UK share many cultural similarities, there are also differences that can lead to tensions. For example, the US has a more individualistic culture, while the UK has a more cooperative culture. This can lead to differences in approaches to issues such as taxation, social welfare, and education. In conclusion, while the US and UK share many cultural, economic, and political ties, there are also differences that can lead to tensions and disagreements. These differences can arise in areas such as politics, healthcare, gun control, climate change, and culture. However, it is important to remember that these differences are a natural part of any relationship between two countries and that the shared history and values of the US and UK are fundamental to their relationship. By acknowledging and navigating these differences, the US and UK can continue to build a strong and productive relationship. In conclusion, the US-UK relationship is defined by a mix of shared interests, cultural similarities, and political differences. The two countries have maintained a strong alliance for over a century, but the relationship has been tested by events such as Brexit and disagreements over trade policy. Nonetheless, the relationship remains a crucial one, with the US and the UK likely to continue to cooperate closely on issues of mutual interest.